that's going to be presented. I'm going to give you guys 10 more seconds. Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, Rhonda. We got New York City in the building. South Fulton, Georgia. Jimmy Slayton, I see you. Hinesville, Georgia. Y'all keep coming. Y'all keep coming. All right. What I would like to do, I have the absolute pleasure to bring to the stage a gentleman that I have a ton of respect for. He was not only able to retire at the tender age of 22, but he is extremely instrumental in helping people all over bring financial success and freedom to their lives. Now, the rules of the wealthy that we were never taught in schools that he will be explaining to us tonight, guys, they're all tried, tested, and true. Now, they say documentation beats conversation. And what he was able to do in his first six months in this business allowed him the opportunity to create the blueprint for success, not just for his team, but for the entire company. Because his system was proven and his system was profitable. He is one of the most sought out trainers all around the world, which is why they commonly refer to this gentleman as the GOAT. So I need you guys to do me a favor. As I continue with this, I need you to type the GOAT in the comment, okay? Now, he is definitely the epitome of the word leader, and he knows how to build big. So big that right now he is currently the first and the only 5-star regional director in the entire company, making a minimum, let me say that again, making a minimum of $1,000 a day. Now, because he can be so modest, I'm going to put a little bit more of his business out here, right? Because I want you guys to know he recently purchased 20 acres of land with the lake, with an NFL player to his left and Ludacris in his backyard. So go ahead and type "Let's Go Brian" in the chat as I bring to the stage the one and the only Mr. Brian N. Bean. Welcome, 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 sir.
Well, let's see. Am I in the building? What's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
What's up? I can hear you just fine, sir.
Hey, man, I got to go ahead and get right into it, man. You said so many great things, and I appreciate it. And it's funny, I'm humble about all the things that you said, but I could not have done it without a great team. I could not do it without a great business partner like you. And I just hope I live up to the hype that you gave me just now, man. I'm super excited to represent on this corporate call tonight. And I appreciate everybody for taking the time. Y'all do me a favor and put "she is a GOAT" also in the chat for Miss Christy Howard. I appreciate it, Miss Howard. Being the first female to earn a residual ring, $1 million residual ring, is not easy. And to design it is even harder. So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm going to get right into this thing, guys. Somebody came to you today to talk to you about money. And somebody came to you also on a different level to tell you about wealth. And these are things that we talk about all the time, or we dream about it all the time, but they're not really conversations that we actually grew up talking about. So you're going to have to shift the way you think and look at money for tonight's conversation, because we need to scrape and unlearn some of the things about wealth and abundance and success and finances. We have to unlearn some of the things that we were taught about money and immediately implant and implement what wealthy people actually do. I'm gonna pull up some slides tonight real quick just to take you guys on a journey of how our company, MWR Financial, is giving money makeovers. That's right, a money makeover. Now you might be asking, what's a makeover? Well, think about it. You've seen a person lose weight and they have their before picture and the after picture. You may see a gentleman that has a size 38 waist and now he's down to a size 34. You may see a bride who was beautiful before, right, the wedding, but now she's gorgeous during the wedding. That's her before and after. Well, what is your before and after going to be for your finances? We help you make over your finances. Now, I want you to put this in the comments. And I'm going to pull this slide up real quick. I want you to put in the comments, cash, asset, cash. Again, that's cash, asset, cash. The first thing you got to do is you got to get some cash. And the next thing you got to do is you got to find an asset, build an asset, grow an asset, and that asset is going to generate some more cash. Now, this is a wealth principle that most people in this country don't even know. Why? Because like most people, I didn't have any cash. See, this is what I want y'all to understand. If the wealth formula is cash, asset, cash, and that's wealth principle number one, we got to take a little bit of cash. and then we got to buy an asset, build an asset, or grow an asset, and then that asset creates more cash, I had a problem. I was broke. Went to Morehouse College, but I was broke. Worked in corporate America, but I was broke. Had a good job, but I was broke. Worked at the bank, but I was broke. And here's why I was broke. Here's what I realized. 4 things keep most people from their own cash. See, getting wealthy is not hard. And the minute you guys get this, and the sooner you understand this, the faster you're going to implement this formula. Getting wealthy is not hard. But you got to first know what's keeping you from the money. If you did the work and you got it up every day and you clocked in every day, why are you the last person in line? It's easy. The government started with taxes. The banks start you with a bunch of interest. Big business starts you with a bunch of expenses. And then inflation increases the cost of living. So when you add it all together, the reason I was last in line and couldn't implement that wealth principle of cash, asset, cash is because these 4 things were taking money away from me. I want y'all to think about this. Property taxes, sales taxes, ad valorem taxes, capital gains taxes, luxury taxes, state taxes, federal taxes. By the time the government is through with you, you have to borrow money. By the time you end up borrowing money, you pay for things 2 and 3 times. Now that you're paying for things 2 and 3 times, you put it on a credit card. Most people buy things we can't afford, so we have to go we use a credit card and go support big business. And then big business says, well, hey, while we got them, let's just keep them and keep raising the prices. I don't know about you guys, but prices are sky high right now. So if you're making the money that you were making last year and you're still buying the same stuff you were buying last year at a higher price, your dollar actually lost value. Here's the problem, or here's the solution. Those 4 things don't have to plague you anymore. You have the answers to those 4 problems. You're just sitting on it. I want y'all to put this in the chat and put this in the comments. I have the answer. The answer is your house or apartment. Taxes, debt, big business, and inflation don't have to keep you from your cash. When you can turn something you already have into an asset and generate the cash with the asset you already have. I want y'all to hear me good. The asset is you. The asset is your place, right? The government classifies it as your domicile. What does that mean? Basically where you live. So now your taxes automatically go down because of a home-based business. I'll explain this in a second. Your debt automatically goes down because you use those tax dollars to pay off your debt. Big business can't affect you because now you're making unlimited income from home. And inflation can't hurt you because you're keeping up with the cost of living. See, here I was, a broke Morehouse College student, and lost my first $1 million. But then once I got it all back in my 30s and learned this concept, but more importantly, I'm gonna show you guys tonight how I started implementing this concept, my life changed, right? I was voted one of the top 10 speakers in the country one year. I literally have clients ranging from Aflac to the Cincinnati Children's Hospital to the U.S. federal government, offices all over the Southeast. I just got off stage with a bunch of teachers for the Fulton County school system here in Atlanta. I now send this message of cash, asset, cash all over the world. What I learned was once you find something great, you have to share it. And here's the good news. If you implement it yourself and become an embodiment of the philosophy, you become a walking billboard and we can pull other people from darkness to light. See, you don't have to overpay taxes. People miss this. You don't have to be in a whole bunch of debt. You don't have to get big business. You don't have to have big business in your pocket all month. And you don't have to let gasoline prices and grocery prices and all these things hurt you. What you do have to do is figure out how to flip it so that they start paying for your lifestyle. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what this means. The first thing you gotta do is start playing by their rules. What's the first thing a wealthy person does? People don't know this, but it's true. A wealthy person says, number one, I'm not getting a tax refund. I'm gonna decide how much my taxes are gonna be throughout the year, and I'm gonna give the government my fair share, but not too much. See, people run from this topic. People think taxes is boring and it's scary. No, you will love the tax game once you understand how the government will actually pay you to have a business. And the government will actually penalize you for not having a business. So what we're going to do in our 6-figure playbook with Make Wealth Real, the first thing we're going to do is get your taxes down. That's your biggest expense. The second thing we're going to do is use those tax dollars and get your debt down. That's your second biggest expense. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to lower your expenses. And guess what's down now? All your stress levels. Man, when I tell you guys, it's nothing like living a life of abundance with a high credit score. I'm going to introduce you guys to people tonight who are in the 7s and 8s. I personally am approaching an 800 credit score because of MWR Financial. It's nothing like having income. I'm in the top 5% income earners in the country, and I was broke with a college degree. It's nothing like having anything you want whenever you want it, or at least having the vehicle to take you exactly where you want to go. But you got to adopt the philosophy of cash, asset, cash, and you got to use our company to help you get that cash. Let me give you guys an example, right? Chrissy told you about Bean Acres. Now, I was very, very blessed to purchase these 20 acres, and I have a lake in my backyard. Now, this is the mentality you get when you get these 3 things up and these 3 things down. You start to develop an abundance mentality and not a worry mentality. You start to live a legacy and not just leave a legacy. So when I bought Bean Acres, the first thing I said was, you know what, man, people can go fishing. I can actually charge people to fish in my backyard. So I had the mentality. Then somebody said, you know what, Brian, you got so much property, you need to start having festivals. So I said, wait a minute, MWR give me a makeover. I got my credit score sky high. I bought this land and this property. Let me create another asset and have food trucks. The community can come out. Kids can come out and fish and ride 4-wheelers or ride the golf cart, and have vendors come out and help business owners do exactly what we're doing. Then I said, wait a minute. This same property can be used to shoot production, or companies can pay me to use it for production sites and videos. Then I said, wait a minute. Movie companies. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, home of Tyler Perry Studios, home of Marvel. Movie companies and production companies can come out and I can generate more cash. And I said, wait a minute, commercials. The Georgia Lottery shot a commercial on my property because I created an asset. Due to MWR Financial's makeover, I'm generating more cash. So how in the world did the Georgia Lottery, film production companies, videographers, artists, business owners, the community, fishermen, and you name it, how in the world was I able to capitalize and turn something that I own into an asset? Guys, you can do the exact same thing. So Brian, what's next? Cash, asset, cash. Well, what's next is concerts. See, you got to stop thinking small, and you got to stop trying to get wealthy on your own. And you got to start building a team of experts around you so that you can take the cash back from the big 4, put it into your asset, which is you, use your house or apartment and grow more assets so that you can do what? Live a legacy and not just leave a legacy. See, I'm lacing my story in so you guys can see. Christy said I make $1,000 per day. Yes, in the compensation plan. But what about the hundreds of dollars I make per day from what the compensation plan generated? See, I'm going to show you guys tonight what abundance looks like. I'm going to show you guys tonight how to take your family to another level with MWR's makeover. I'm going to show you guys tonight how, look, that date is real. That's tomorrow, another $400 coming in. The next day, another $800 coming in. The next day, another $300 coming in. The next day, another $500 come on the night. Next week, another $500, $600 coming in. My son now only knows this one wealth principle. Put it in the comments again. What is it? It's cash, asset, cash. But the first thing you got to do is get your money back from the people that's taking it from you. I don't have to teach you. The person that introduced you to the Zoom don't have to teach you. The company, MWR Financial, doesn't even have to teach you. They're going to just implement the strategies for you, and you're going to learn a lot in the process. But when you literally see the checks come back in your household from the government, When you see the debt come back in your household from the banks, when you see that instead of contributing to big business, you now become a owner in big business and you start receiving dividend checks, you'll see that the team and the experts that Make Wealth World provides are the only team you need when it comes to this formula. See, here's the reality. A lot of y'all just tuned out. You know why you tuned out? Because you were taught that if you don't make money with labor, it's not real money. You were taught that you have to trade time for dollars. You were taught that if anything has an investment, it's a scam. And scam stands for still confused about money. You were taught that if a person doesn't give you a check, then it can't be real. But you were never taught to take $99 a month and let our experts bring all that money back to your household. You were never taught that $99 a month is not an expense, it's an investment. Why? Because 6 different streams of income come back to you for the one income stream that you are dishing out. Please, whatever you do, don't neglect saving 4 figures and earning an extra 3 to 4 figures a day. Don't neglect 3 and 4 figures a day for 2 figures a month. I want y'all to type in the comments. Now that's neglect, okay? Don't neglect thousands of dollars a day for 2 figures a month. So this is how it looks like for all you guys that want and need research. Let me show you the research. Brian, what do I get for $99 a month? Simple. The first group of experts are called enroll agents. They're going to ask you 4 basic questions. You see it at the bottom left? Initial questions. The first thing you're going to do if you have a job is upload 2 pay stubs. When you upload those 2 pay stubs, they're going to look at how you get paid, and they're going to adjust what's called your W-4. Don't get overwhelmed with that right now. Just know we call that an instant pay raise. Now that you have a home-based business, our enroll agents will adjust your W-4 for you so more money comes back into your paycheck. Now, why would they do that? Because if you have a business at home or a business of any kind, the government actually wants you to keep your money. See, they need you to stay in business. The next thing you're going to do is download our mobile app. Now you're going to track all your expenses. It's on autopilot half the times. So now when you take pictures of your receipts, when you eat out, when you go entertain in some cases, some of your marketing in some cases, right? Gasoline in your car in some cases. You're going to put that in your cell phone that you carry every day anyway, and your taxes are automatically coming down. Guess what else $99 does? You can actually file your taxes. Yep, you heard me, right? The enroll agents will actually let you file your taxes with them because you're a Schedule C, also known as a 1040. And when you file as a 1040, they say, hey, we'll cover that for you in the $99. So not only are we lowering your taxes, we're going to file the taxes on your behalf, included in the membership. Now that more money's coming back to you, why don't we get rid of your car note? Let's get rid of your credit card. Visa, MasterCard, Discover. I was so broke, they were trying to discover where I live because I wasn't paying them on time, right? So now, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, car notes, student loans, credit cards, mortgage. We put a date on your millionaire goal. We assign a date to your debt-free goal. Now we have another group of experts at the same time that you're going to upload your bills to. Now, what does this mean? Well, you look at the list. Gas bill, internet bill, phone bill, cell phone bill, water delivery bill, alarm system bill. The first 3 things that I talked about are already down because of these last 3 slides. See, I'm about to show you how I got to 1,000 a day, and that's great. We can close it out. But what you need to know first is how to get the money back that you're losing currently by not having a business. So if the taxes are down and the debt is down and the expenses are automatically down, the money in your house is automatically up. And now all I did to get the 20 acres and to have commercials at my house and to become a ludicrous neighbor and to have festivals in the backyard and to have movie companies using it, all I did was become a testimony of how great MWR Financial is to me. That's all I did. Now I created more income because of it. See, here's what you got to remember. Once those three things go down, you now have more money. And once you have more money, you're unstoppable with good credit and cash. Everybody type in the comments, unstoppable. You are unstoppable with 700 and 800 credit scores and cash. Now, past performance does not determine future results. And I'm not guaranteeing 700 and 800 credit scores because I don't know what's on your credit report. What I do know is I'm going to introduce you guys to some people in a second who have those scores. And what I do know is I personally went from a 734 to a 777 to an 820. What I do know is there's nothing I can't afford right now making high five figures per month and having a credit score in the 800s. What I do know is that can be true for you too. And here's the cool thing. We included that in the membership. That's just part of the membership. We didn't have to add any fees to it, right? We don't charge to restore your credit because we're not even a credit restoration company. What we do is say, hey, upload your credit reports while you're at it, since we're in upload mode, and let's find out if anything illegal is on your credit reports. The last thing we do is grow your money. See, before I go, I need you to get this. You can save all the money in the world by lowering the big three. You make all the money in the world, right? In our compensation plan. And like I showed you, I use that money to make other money in other assets. But you don't win and get wealthy until your money makes more money than you ever could working for a living. What about the fact that our company has land in California, Antelope Valley, that they had the foresight years ago to partner up and buy acres and acres and acres and acres and acres and acres of land for pennies on the dollar, then offer us a wholesale discount. Then last year, the land grew by 36%. And in 2028, the Olympics will be exactly where the surrounding areas of the parcels that Make Wealth Real purchased. Not only that, Warren Buffett just put $2 billion in the areas that Make Wealth Real purchase. Not only that, the armed forces just hired about 6,000 people along with NASA. And guess where they are? In Antelope Valley, where your parcels of land are. So we have people who actually have deeds that are appreciating every year. And all they did was sit on the land and get what's called in the way. What does in the way mean? All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, Martina, go ahead and bring up my testimonies. In the way means their credit scores are so high and their cash flow is so sick, and the land that they bought is in the way of $1 billion development, so you have to pay us to move. I want to introduce you guys to two of my business partners tonight, Mr. AJ Albert and Mr. Don Wilson, who is the epitome of MWR's makeover. AJ, give me your quick 90-second before and after story before we go. Can y'all hear him? Wait, I don't think I can hear him. AJ, come off mute. There you go.
Hey, I'm sorry. I guess I could. I was muted. Hey, Brian, you're doing an amazing job, man. I love hearing it. I love taking notes every time you speak. But hey, before MWR, man, I was paid on Friday, broke on Friday. After paying all your bills and stuff, and I was broke, right? But after getting with MWR and uploading a few documents, they were able to put $540 a month back into my paycheck. I was in the military. It allowed me to eliminate $26,000 of debt in less than 8 months. That freed up $2,172 that now I was able to invest. So I started private reserve accounts for me and all my kids. And like you said, when certain things go up, when you do these things, right? So my credit score went from a 605, and I was a career below 605 guy. My credit score went up to 797, which allowed me to refinance 2 of my homes, which saved me $60,000 a piece on each one of those homes. And then I like getting those daily checks, you know, that mailbox money. It hits every day whether I get up and do anything. And it allowed me to retire and not go get another job. So I love this place.
Let me ask you this, man. Our theme is cash, asset, cash. I understand you got a couple Airbnbs that bring you more cash.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually bought a couple of places that turned them into Airbnbs, and I'm currently trying to get maybe 2 to 3 more, hopefully by the beginning of this first quarter of next year. So it's amazing getting those checks too. Like you said, buy an asset, take a little cash, buy an asset, and that makes you your cash, and you just wait on the checks to hit the bank.
That's what a money makeover is, guys. A money makeover means before MWR, you didn't have all these Airbnbs that's bringing you cash flow every month. Since MWR, you got a higher credit score that's giving him a low interest rate to build equity in all of his properties. Cash, asset, cash. And you said you went from a 6 to a 790?
It's 605 to 797. And then, so when... And so my houses were 3.75s that allowed me to go down to 2.5s because of it.
I love it, man. And here's the beautiful thing about it. Did y'all hear it all started with him getting money back in his paycheck? I told you the enrolled agents do all the work. All you got to do is get money back in your paycheck. Don Wilson, you are the epitome of MWR's financial makeover, man. And the money just keeps flowing your way. He won't brag about it. We real humble, but I tell you, Don Wilson is worth over $350,000. Over $750,000 using these strategies. Don, you got land parcels, you got private reserve accounts. What happened to you and your lovely wife?
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me on. So with the experts, we simply uploaded some documents, right? We were never taught this education in school. By simply uploading these documents, our experts were able to get us about $960 back into our household on the very first month. And I used to think on our best year, should I say, we got about a $3,000 tax return back, all the money that we was overpaying in taxes. So when the experts when we uploaded those documents and the experts were actually able to save us some money, they brought us about $12,000 back into our house over the next year. From there, we were able to pay off student loans. Ruthie had just bought a brand new Lexus, 60 months finance, was able to pay it off in 13 months. We were able to then move over to the next section in our program where we uploaded our forms for our credit score. My wife's credit score went from a 660 to an 817. My credit score went from a 787 to an 834. So during the pandemic, when a lot of people were losing jobs, were laying people off, we were actually able to refinance our mortgage, where our interest rate went from a 4.25 down to a 2.25. We saved about $96,000 in interest if we just pay the mortgage as is. But when you know right, you do right. So now we're actually making double and triple payments, so the mortgage will actually be paid off in about 5 years. We were then able to participate in our wealth portion, where we scheduled our consultations and became our own banks. Now we both have private reserve accounts. My daughter now has a private reserve account. We both own parcels of land that you just talked about in the path of growth out in Southern California. And again, our net worth is now north of $750,000. Now, Brian Bean have a 6-figure memorabilia investment collection as well. And it's all because of the experts here at MWR Financial. So when you literally say cash, asset, cash, we are exactly that. Cash, asset, cash.
Hey, man, that's the beauty of it. Y'all do me a favor, man. Put some 7s. When they say 8 is the number of completion, put some 8s in the chat for Don and AJ for living out their wildest dreams. See, what I want y'all to hear is Don has a 6-figure memorabilia collection. I've been to Don's house. Don has like stuff like, you know, the parquet floor when Larry Bird was playing. He got some Kobe Bryant memorabilia, like the chair that Kobe sat in. Don't quote me on this, but he has things that, you know, Magic Johnson, the only ball he ever dribbled when he was 10. I mean, it's crazy, right? So my point is, I've been to his house. He's building assets. See, when you change your philosophy and get a makeover, money starts coming in all kind of ways because of the assets that we're building. I chose land and cars. Don chose land and memorabilia. AJ chose houses and made them into Airbnbs. The main thing is the abundance that the opportunity provides. All right, thank you so much, Don. So, guys, I'm going to show you these slides. I'm going to show you the compensation plan, and I'm going to get on out of here, right? My 35 minutes of fame is officially expired. I want y'all to see how we get paid every single day. Here's how, right? So I told y'all I'm into cars and land. I actually rent these cars out for video shoots. That's more assets. Never stop generating assets, right? The gentleman who, Aaliyah's uncle actually has a new artist, and her management team gave me a buzz and they put my cars on her video. I wake up every morning and say, okay, how can I make the toys work for me? How can I make the makeover story and make Wealth Real Financial more real for others? One thing a person won't be able to say is we don't make money with money. So I want y'all to get this. You heard enough testimonies, right? What about Charles Ivory, who's building his land on the water, paid for with cash? You see, Charles is building his dream home. Charles owns a commercial real estate investment. It's what you want to do with your makeover. Like, what's your testimony going to be? His beautiful wife, Cookies, like, I talked to her today. She's like, hey, Brian, we got the lot and the cement down and the dirt is being compacted on their dream home on the water. What's your story going to be? Shana Rawlings bought her first home as a MWR Financial regional who's getting paid every single day. How do we do that? All right, this is the simple part. $149 a month, $50 more, in other words, right? So the membership is $99 a month. For an extra $50, you now have a business. And with that business, we get paid bonuses. If a person wants to be a customer, or we call it a member, and say, hey, I just want the makeover, I don't want these checks y'all talking about, that's fine. That's $99 a month. You earn a $50 bonus one time. Now, their monthly is going to go into your daily pay. So don't worry about that. You're going to get a bonus up front. If a person says, I want to make money in the business, you earn $50 one time. So you earn 40 or 50. Now, that's nothing to write home about. Here's what you write home about. I like to break our compensation plan and our daily pay into 3 tiers. Tier number 1, this is going full-time on a part-time basis. We start out with $5 a day. Text messages will hit you every day. Then we go up to 20 a day. Then it goes all the way up to 140 a day. You got a lot of people with college degrees that don't make over $50,000 a year. See, you can determine your own pace over here. Brian, how do I accelerate? Just know the points start adding up. And as your points add up, so does your check every day. Yes, every day. Now there's another tier where you earn anywhere from $200 a day to $1,000 a day. Now you basically like, look, I need 6 figures from home. I can make a decision now whether I want to fire my boss. We have people in our organization that have actually fired their boss, multiple individuals, right? My good friend Sean T. Hill walked off his job after, I think, 4 months in the business, 5 months, don't quote me, but was an educator and decided, hey, now that he's making money from home every single day, the education or being a teacher stopping him from living out his dreams. See, my thing with everybody is this. Don't just leave a legacy. It's time for y'all to start living a legacy. If all y'all don't want to play real big, let's go ahead and become the top 1% income earners in the country. Anywhere from $1,500 a day to $8,500 a day. Now look, this tier is not for everybody. This tier is just for a few of us that say, hey, the world needs what we offer. The world needs to hear about MWR's Money Makeover. The world needs to hear why they need to stop buying trash and start turning their cash into assets. The world needs to hear that we got to get our cash back first from the people that's taking it. The world needs to hear that they're not in this thing by themselves and we provide the experts. Guys, I'm not at liberty to tell you everything, but if you think for 1 second we're finished with the makeovers that we're giving people, okay? If you think for 1 second that our founder, Mr. Brian House, it says, okay, we do 6 things. Why can't we improve on those 6 things? Do you know that the game has just begun and nobody's in this top tier yet? And the story is waiting on you to tell it. So before I go, let me just say this. There are 2 kinds of people on the Zoom, just 2. And number 2 says, Brian, I want to implement the makeover piece and the cash asset cash piece, right? I mean, not the cash asset cash. I just want my makeover, but I don't know about the home-based business part, but improve my finances. All right, number 2, get back with the person who invited you and say, hey, I want to be a member. Let me fix my finances first. Perfect. Number one says, Brian, you telling me for $50 more, I can get Airbnbs and I can become a business owner from home and I can get all the tax deductions plus everything the experts get? That's what I'm telling you. Our philosophy is simple. Get your money makeover and then develop your abundant mentality. And don't think for 1 second that people in MWR aren't living out what they talk about. Whereas a lot of other companies, people doing a whole bunch of talking and don't have nothing to show for it. So the question is this: are you a 2 or a 1? I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Whatever you do, don't develop what's called a cattle mentality. You know what a cattle mentality is, right? So a cow weighs a ton, literally a ton. And you guys know what keeps a cow in is like a little fence, and sometimes nothing. Or even if it's a barbed wire fence, a cow can literally walk through the fence and won't even feel it. But he's been taught and conditioned to stay in the box. So one day, a cow is going to lean on the fence, and the fence is going to crumble. And this is what most people do. The fence is going to crumble. The cow is going to be free. And the other cows on the other side are going to say, wait, Myrtle, you know it's cars out there. You know it's dangerous out there. You ain't never been outside the pasture now. You know, you walk on grass. We don't walk on concrete. I know you think it's freedom on the other side, but you need to come on back in here with the rest of us because we got good grass. We're safe in this box. And Myrtle's going to look at everybody and say, yeah, y'all are safe for now until the farmer wants a steak. So everybody's fine as long as everybody's comfortable. And as long as everybody in their comfort zone and the farmer is in the house, everybody's cool. But one day the farmer's going to decide that he's hungry or he needs to sell some beef. And I'm just glad that Myrtle made a decision to get her butt out the pasture and get out here where the real freedom resides. Most people are in a pasture and in a fence, and their mentality is the only thing keeping them in. So don't let your boss or your employer one day decide that they want some steak. Choose freedom and choose the other side, and let us know whether you're a 2 or a number 1 tonight. All right, I'm Brian Bean. I'll see you guys in the magazines. Thanks so much for your time. Go out there and make wealth real. You guys have a good night.